And can you actually believe that he named his restaurant after his dog? How unbelievable is that? They only buttered one side of this toast. Do not do this, because this chicken finger will be a prime example of what could happen to your chicken finger. Somebody didn't do their math. Kevin?
He's the food scientist that loves food and will put you in a good mood. It's Johnny Aardvark, he's the life of the party.
Hey there, you Aardvark foodies, and today we've got an exciting journey ahead of us. We are at famous Raising Cane's, and we've got a few secret menu hacks to show all you caniacs. Now join me, because we are about to raise some canes, or this roof. I only wish someone would have raised me. Sometimes people even ask if I was raised in a barn. Bruh. Now let's get eating. We're gonna do a 25 count of the tenders. I wanted to get 3 pieces of the Texas toast. Can we do that BOB, please? And we also do 1 side of coleslaw. And also, I have a really big question. What is the secret recipe for that honey mustard sauce?
We're not even letting you out. You already know the bean sauce.
Well, dag nabbit. We're out of luck. Did you know that when Raising Cane's was renovating their first restaurant, they actually found an old painted mural on the back side of one of the walls? And that is what inspired the painted mural in all of their restaurants today. All right, Aardvark foodies. We got our canes. A big old bag to carry it in. Now it's time to get back to the lab. It's science time. I am so excited. This chicken's about to be finger licking. Wait, I think I got my restaurant screwed up again. Anyways, this is Raising Cane's, and we're gonna lick our fingers clean to the bone. Now, I have a confession to make. This is actually my first Raising Cane's experience. So there's a pretty high standard, because I mean, there's like one thing on their menu, and it's chicken fingers. Even their chicken sandwich is just 3 chicken fingers. But you can get them naked, which seems to mean that they're just not fried, or fried but without all that extra breading and carbs and fat that we don't really need. But still gonna come with a decent bit of fat, just frying them in general. Anyways, I'm excited. I cannot wait to try this stuff out. First Raising Cane's experience, here we go. It's tednies time. You know what, Raising Cane's? Good job. That is quality. Man, I wish y'all would have raised me as well as you raised this cane. Did you know that Raising Cane's was actually named after the owner's dog, Cane? Fun fact of the episode. Did you know that I was born in the year of the dog? Woof woof. And can you actually believe that he named his restaurant after his dog? How unbelievable is that? That's as crazy as me naming my sardines after my pet salmon, Terry. All right, it's chicken time. Now it's time to enjoy some Raising Cane's. Let's see how fast I can eat 5 of these tenders. Now we all know I've been lacking on the food challenges just a bit as of late, but I'm gonna do my darndest to crush these wings in Let's say no more than 2 minutes. Let's put it at 1:30 max. Now let's see how fast I can eat 5 of these chicken tenders. I'm gonna aim for no more than 2 minutes, but I'm gonna try to hit that 1:30 mark. Challenge is thrown, Matt Stone. See what you can do. And same to you, Gal versus Food. Let's see how much food we can eat. All right, now in prep, I have my little aardvark sitting by, keeping my honey mustard sauce nice and warm for me. I'm gonna set up one of these amazing Heinz ketchup packets. You cannot go wrong. It's Heinz or it's nothing. We're gonna grab one of their honey mustard sauces. And we've got some of their cane sauce. Now because we got enough to spare, I'm gonna keep mine too close to the deck. All right, we're gonna see how fast I can take care of 5 of these chicken tenders. Ready? Here we go.
Do it! Just do it!
That was our 5 chicken tender challenge. Now we're gonna try one of these delicious naked chicken tenders, which basically just means that it wasn't fried with all that added breading and flour. So technically it's gluten-free, but be aware for cross-contamination because those other tenders there, they're being made in the same kitchen as these ones here. Now we're gonna go with a taste of the honey mustard. Very good. The fried skin on the outside really helps to lock in a lot of those juices and moisture for the actual chicken itself. So we're left with a beautiful looking, nice white piece of cross chicken, cross section of the chicken. Now the honey mustard didn't taste bad, but honestly, it is way too watery and runny for my taste. I'm just used to a thicker, creamier, almost honey mustard sauce. And this just seems like honey mustard seasoning in water. So not the best start for that sauce. Now, no offense to Kane, the dog over there, but I would definitely not take his recommendation when it comes to honey mustard. Now, we gotta address one big issue. I'm still on this weight loss journey, but these chicken tenders are definitely not helping make me no slender. But I do have a good one for you. Why did the chicken cross the road? If I could shovel him into my face. I tell you what, this boy's mama ain't raised no fool. This chicken sandwich is insane. It's insane in the cane brain. Insane, got no cane. Now it's time to try a delicious piece of their Texas toast. World famous, I might add. Wah, wah. They only buttered one side of this toast. We asked for it to be B.O.B., not 1-O.B. or Obi-Wan, although that would be a pretty good name for a toast. Now I'm all carved up. Let's go for some more carbs. Now we are going to try these crazy looking Crankle Fries. I mean, look at them. Look at those waves. It's like they're doing the wave. Now a moment, my friends, to ponder an important philosophical question. Am I eating these fries, or are they eating me? What actually is it to be? To be or not to be? A French fry? Dipped in ketchup? Let's find out. You know what? I have to have a few more of those.
Johnny Aardvark, how do the fries compare to Wendy's and McDonald's?
Well, I'm glad you asked, little Johnny. I gotta tell you, those fries are nice. They're not too brown on the outside. They're actually almost like a nice blanched white straight from the potato, but they're seasoned with salt that tastes like alone beautifully. Honestly, not many places are doing crinkle fries like that. And they kind of set the bar.
Mr. Johnny, why do they call it Texas toast if Raising Cane's is from Louisiana?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea that one. I couldn't tell you. I don't think I want to tell you, but we'll try our best to figure it out. So it turns out we've done a little digging and we found out that Royce Haley placed an order for double the thickness size of regular bread, and upon delivery found out that it didn't actually fit in his toaster. So what did he do? He buttered it up, tossed it on a griddle, and voila, we have Texas toast. So now we're going to try one of the only other items available at Raising Cane's, and it is not that surprising given that they're a chicken restaurant, but here it is, coleslaw. Now, it is made fresh in store every day, so that way it doesn't get all soggy and nasty. And that's how you know that Raising Cane's really cares about us. But it looks like Raising Cane's didn't care enough about me to give me a fork, so I'm gonna be left with the tools I was born with. And we're gonna drink it. Not bad. Not too thick, not very watery or overly creamy. Nice crunch. This is some quality coleslaw, and believe me, I would know. Now look at this, folks. This chicken sandwich is simply put 3 chicken tenders between 2 pieces of bread with 1 piece of lettuce, and what looks to be a little bit more of that cane sauce on there. And of course, they probably buttered and griddled this too. Now, let's try a bite with the honey mustard. Think. Yep, it was definitely some of that cane sauce on the bread there. Solid. This honey mustard comes in, gives it a nice sweet undertone. All in all, leaves you fulfilled, a savory treat. Did you know that Raising Cane's mission statement is to make the most craveable chicken tender meals? It is their one love. Me hungry for chicken tendies. Still quality by the handful. Alright, here's a really interesting fact about Raising Cane's chicken tenders, and that's they don't actually season the flour or the breading when they actually get ready to deep fry these buggers. Instead, they put all those secret seasonings here in this magical cane sauce. And only one person at the store knows the recipe, and that is the general manager. So the intent is that you'll basically take the sauce, dip your chicken tender in there, and get the exact flavor that they intended you to receive. And I gotta say, it was pretty well. I mean, come on, it was designed to. Now, I am a food scientist, so let me see about using my mystical, magical food science skills to reverse engineer this cane sauce. Now I think I've cracked the code here. I do believe this cane sauce is made up of ketchup, mayo, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, and garlic salt. Did you know that a chicken tender is composed primarily of chicken breast meat, which of course is high in protein, and those proteins are essential for cellular functions and structure of your anatomy. And of course, they're also known by another name, the chicken finger. Now, why do you think they call it that? Comment down below which you call them, and then let us know why. Interestingly enough too, this chicken tender actually comes from meat made of the chicken's pectoralis minor muscle, and that is the muscle responsible for all that flapping around and chickens are known for. So here's another couple of fun facts about Raising Cane's in particular. Their owner and CEO actually once bought $100,000 in lottery tickets and just gave it out to all the employees at his various restaurants, just sort of as a thank you. And another great thing that they did was when the COVID-19 pandemic hit and a lot of companies nation and worldwide were laying off workers left and right, he actually didn't do that. Despite taking on heavy losses, they kept their employees paid and on payroll. That's a great thing to do and an important thing to be proud of. But probably one of the craziest things that I learned about in my research for Raising Cane's is that it was actually founded by one man who actually did this as a grade for one of his college business courses. Now, he received one of the lowest grades in the class, and his professor laughed at him saying this would never be a good idea. Just chicken fingers? How would you make that viable? But he worked long, hard days and hours, not only in an oil field, but also as a fisherman. And look what he made happen. And boy, am I sure glad he did. Now, despite all this talk of chicken and Texas toast and French fries with crinkles, what are your thoughts on fish? Because I've got a special solution for all my fish lovers out there. Now, we've got one super special treat for you guys left. We are going to show you what happens when you take one of these chicken fingers and not your actual finger and dip it in piranha solution. Now, first and foremost, we cannot stress this enough, do not try this at home. These are very caustic, potentially very dangerous chemicals that should not be handled by the amateurs. What I have here is 300 milliliters of sulfuric acid. Now, over here, we've got 100 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. And when we combine these two in the larger beaker, we are going to have an acid-base reaction taking place that will strongly dissolve a lot of organic material. Let's just put it that way, making this chicken tender a prime target. Now again, just stressing, do not do this, because this chicken finger will be a prime example of what could happen to your chicken finger if you were to do something this crazy. Now, it is very critical to add the acid first and then pour in the base. You do not want to do it the other way around. So, carefully lined up, here we go. Again, being very careful with my pour. I don't want any of these little droplets. Don't want any of that stuff falling out of this beaker. All right, here we go. Now we are pouring in our base. We are going to do so slowly. We're going to get some fumes that will release. We're going to mix it up just ever so slightly. And now, with the appropriate beakers emptied and added in the correct order, we are going to take this chicken wing and see what happens. You'll note what is very important and critically different between what you would normally use for hydrogen peroxide in this solution is that the hydrogen peroxide we used was 3% by weight volume, whereas what's required for this reaction is actually 30%.
Bruh.
So somebody didn't do their math. Kevin? Well, thanks for joining us again, Aardvark foodies. We learned what to do and what not to do. Somebody needs to learn how to carry the decimal. Kevin? Well, again, that was a fun adventure. We learned how to science and how not to science. Next time, we'll maybe try for a little bit more of a correct concentration solution so you guys can actually start to see some of the magics of acid-based chemistry occurring live. But do take our word, there definitely was an aroma and odor produced, and that is a signpost of your acid-base equilibria reaction. Now, since my hands are still a little dirty and not quite the cleanest, I've got to try and eat the rest of this food without using my hands. Let's see how I do. Not that well. Since I failed miserably at trying to eat a piece of Texas toast without my hands, I guess that's probably a wrap for this episode, folks. Thanks again for joining us on another wonderful Aardvark-filled adventure of food, science, and a little bit of mayhem. Thanks for joining us for Chicken Fries!